Hello, I'm Evan Jones, and this is my iMovie video presentation in response to the Honors Colloquium, You Eat What You Are by Dr. Aldridge and Mrs. Rogers. So, I apologize about the sound. I was looking at what iMovie was and how to do an iMovie and wasn't sure exactly how. So it was like a $6 app on the iTunes Store, and so unfortunately I'm just loading my video via YouTube, so hope you enjoy. So, in looking at the overall course of You Eat What You Are, I came into it a lot without any expectations or really knowing what to expect. And I must say, just from the beginning, the course, I was drawn into it and found it very fascinating and great to think about things that honestly I had never really considered in respect to nutrition and diet and what I am actually putting into my body and how that affects me in my lifestyle and so on, and health and things of that nature. And so the course began, and I think one significant part for me at least were the documenting the food industry, and what specifically one documentary that I really liked was Food Inc. and how Michael Pollan and Eric Schrossler did an excellent job at portraying what actually happens from the farm or the corporate industry in reality to the food, from there all the way to the actual grocery store where the consumers such as ourselves purchase that. And it was aspects, I brought up things and that I never really even considered or thought about, such as the mass production of chickens and cows, and how a lot of it is primarily for major corporate farms or industries that are controlling the whole meat production. And it's very deceiving shopping in the grocery store when you just see, they make everything look nice in the grocery store, and you don't really know where that food came from, and you don't really think about it. But I think this documentary did an excellent job at engaging the individual farmers and their perspective on this, and how these corporate industries are taking advantage of a lot of it in the central respect of mass production and making money. So they really brought to light a lot of the truth behind the corporate industry, and even how the food is modified, such as the cows are not grass-fed as naturally would be expected. Rather, a lot of the food they brought statistics of the huge percentages to like 70%, even up to plus in the future being 90% of the items on the shelves have some form of corn incorporated into them, and they're corn-fed beef corn in anything and everything you could think of, things that you wouldn't imagine. And so that was just really good to see that. As well, we watched the documentary Food Matters, which I had a little more trouble with, I guess. It seemed a lot of that was attacked towards the science and the medicine industries, which I completely agree with. The documentary brought up some of the statistics on iatrogenic illness, or illness attributed to the actual care of a physician, or the medicine, the treatment options that were utilized, and how a lot of times it's causing more harm than good. And I definitely agree, especially within the pharmaceutical industries. I know there is a lot of corruption, and one of the interviewed individuals stated that the pharmaceutical industries, they have a right to make money, but it's the ethics that need to be considered. And I completely agree with that. I think there's a lot of ethical issues that just aren't addressed within the medicine industry, the farm, in the food processing and things of that nature. But I don't completely feel that food may be the complete cure-all for that. But rather, I think each of these, whether it's science or medicine or food, all have a vital role to play, and it's a matter of finding that holistic balance between each one, and each one in their specific role. And so those were the initial great videos kind of showing and bringing to light what is really happening with the food that we're buying. And even in respect to fast food restaurants, where is that food coming from? Is it really as healthy as they try to advertise it as? And so one of the tasks after that was then to go and to figure out and see, go to a restaurant and see if you can figure out where that food is. And myself and some others went to Wendy's, because people think, in fast food respect, Wendy's is usually a healthier choice as opposed to, say, Taco Bell or McDonald's. And we went to Wendy's, and I noticed a couple things. For one, the fountain drink High C. Everyone thinks, that's the healthy drink to get. It's 100% vitamin C per 8 fluid ounces servings. Though on further closer analysis, something I never really noticed, you think it's flavored or it says flash and fruit punch, and so it's fruit, it's good for you. Well, if you look closely, here's a picture I took. It says fruit flavored drink. So maybe not as healthy as you would think. It maybe doesn't actually contain fruit, rather it's just flavored with sugars and other artificial preservatives. And secondly, the sweet tea that they advertised. It's advertised, as you can see here, freshly brewed sweet tea. Though, if you look a little closer at the dispenser of where the sweet tea comes out, you can see that it's actually in a plastic bag directly connected to the dispenser, so it may not be as fresh as you think that it actually is. And lastly, we asked what appeared to be one of the managers who was working the cash register at the time when we ordered, if he knew possibly where the food came from, if it came from Tyson or what other industry, and he wasn't sure exactly, unfortunately. So we're not sure where maybe possibly some of these restaurants get theirs, but it is still good to know. And just be aware of what you're actually purchasing. And so with this in mind, going into the course and knowing that maybe the traditional approaches that we take are not the best, and looking at transitioning to a more organic based diet, and we visited the local farmer market, and that was a great experience, getting to not only knowing the aspect of you're buying organics and things that haven't been processed through the manufacturing line, but also the economical aspect of you're helping local farmers and their livelihoods. It's just a great thing. And I have since also started shopping, buying my groceries at natural grocers across town, and have began to transition to a closer to a plant-based diet. I bought some quinoa, had some quinoa the other day, have some goji berries in the kitchen, and also talking with my brother, the diet that I'm most interested in, I've been looking at, is the paleo diet. For me, meat is still a big part of has been a big part of my diet and nutrition, though it's becoming after this course, I'm seeing that now the vegetables, the plants, and things of that nature are becoming the main course, and the meat is rather a side choice. So with that, and my brother was talking about the paleo diet in and of itself, a lot of it is meat-based, though it excludes legumes and dairies and things like that. And there is a variation that I've been looking at of the paleo diet known as the zone paleo diet, and this allows, as I see fit, kind of the fact of dairy and legumes and things of that nature are not completely bad, but are good in moderation, as well as with meat, and so it allows for that flexibility, but overall still approaching and taking on a better, healthier diet and lifestyle. And so that is kind of what I've taken from the course, and I've been enjoying my healthier, plant-based paleo diet kind of nutrition with some meats, but much less portions than primarily, and I've been enjoying it. Hope you enjoyed my video. Thanks.